What do we do when we get to the other side? Are we just these notes in a symphony floating around and merging with consciousness? Or can we continue to have experiences and perhaps other incarnations if we choose to? Once this observational point of, and I'll use myself, Marin, is ceased, once this observational point or tool of, let's say, Marin is complete, or you for you is complete, there is no need for me to come back and reincarnate, because this life is whole, total, and complete. Now, our consciousness may decide, say, you know what, I'm curious and I want to see what these two humans, or these two animals, or these two plants, so we'll look at pollination even, create, and what that observation point looks like. How is that observation point going to react, respond, and behave to a myriad of situations? And it will create another wholly unique life, or wholly unique vantage point for observation that can never be duplicated, it can be never replicated, and it cannot be recycled. This music note that the life is creating, so all of those trajectories, remember, are harmonizing, and your life is basically its own symphony that is so magnificent and so fine that it fuses conception and death into one moment. Being part of the ethereal symphony is going to bring amazing new experiences. And we can't really even begin to talk about what those are. There are no words, there are no languages, there is nothing that we can do to truly describe what is happening in that realm. We can see this with people that have had near-death experiences. When they come back, they oftentimes say that the love and compassion and the state that they believe they were in is beyond words. It is beyond anything describable. It is like going home, and usually they well up. And that's even when people have bad near-death experiences. People think, oh my gosh, I went to a really bad place and it was horrible. When in reality, what's happening is once their brain reanimated, that ethereal information skews in order for their brain to understand it. Their brain is trying to take something so huge and condense it into a pen. It's like trying to put the ocean inside this pen. You can't do it, but you're trying the best you can. When computers first came out, there's one where they had programmed it to look at all the world master arts, just the best art in history. And it says, okay, computer, look at these magnificent paintings, look at these magnificent pieces of art. I want you to now create the world's best piece of art that we have ever seen, now that you see and can evaluate all of these other masters. And so the computer does that, and it spits out this image that is horrifying. It's got blades of grass with dog heads as top of the grass. I mean, it's not a pretty picture, even though all of the information that it was given was magnificent and stunning. And it compiled a nightmare. So that's simply what's happening when someone has a near-death experience that is not as radiant as others. It's just their brain taking magnificent scenes or magnificent information. It's just the brain translated it in a scary but silly way.